We do have a beaver doctor in here.
That's true.
He's gonna wring your neck. He's gonna...
I mean, if that's the case.
Actually, pour me a glass.
All right, I have some poetry that I'm going to be reading tonight. Most of them are mine, one of them is not mine. This first one's called For Something Like This, and it's recently written, pretty new. There is no correct way to grieve. There is not an appropriate amount of tears to shed, not for something like this. The only salve for these kinds of wounds is time. Time and an openness to healing. You have been hurt before. You have hurt others. You will hurt again. Hurt is not a momentary thing. Hurt is not present, aware. Hurt is a cyclical trauma, an heirloom passed down from generation to generation, from the person we were yesterday to the person we will be tomorrow. Hurt does not grow tired, weary, confused, or disillusioned. Hurt simply is, was, and always will be. As much as you might like to do so, you cannot set hurt down and let it gather dust. You cannot bury hurt deep underground, smash it to pieces, or send it far away to never return. Hurt will always be there. The only real choice we have in the matter, the only real choice we ever have, is how we respond to what we feel. The only choice we have is how we respond to what is happening right now. Breathe. Breathe and be here. Here, now. Choose. All right, so these next couple are really short. I call them like micro poems. They're just kind of thoughts. This next one's called Clorox. Surfaces clean, we staved off death for a few more years. In doing so, making death that much more appealing.
I love that one.
This one's called Omnipotence. With fresh soil caked upon my shaking hand, I am less inclined to chew the skin from around my nail beds. I write, trying to ignore the buzzing. Somewhere, someone, never me. Alright, this next one's got a little bit of a fun story. I'm going to read it first, and then I'll tell you the story. It's called The Hand of God. Under the impression I was holding the hand of God, terror, looking up to find an unfamiliar smile. So that's the poem. Thank you. The story behind that one, we were at an event I've never done before. It was actually really exciting. We went to bear witness to someone proposing. So we're at Minnehaha Falls, and we're all kind of standing around, like figuring out how this is going to happen and talking. And I'm standing there next to Morgan, and I feel this tiny little hand grab onto mine. And I looked out, and there's this little girl down there just kind of like holding my hand, looking around. I don't have a daughter. I don't know any children. So I'm like, what do I do? Anybody missing a child? There's a little one. And then the little one, of course, looks up, looks down, looks up, realizes I'm not the person that she thought I was, runs away. We eventually saw them like in the distance collecting with the family. So things worked out all right. But that was me processing how that must have been for that child to look up and realize. Like they seemed so like safe, like this is definitely where I belong. It was not. This next one's called Absolutely No One at All. I am no longer filled with loving kindness. I announce with a most somber tone to absolutely no one at all. Within moments, absolutely no one at all responds, something is wrong. Something is wrong, something is, I know. An affirmation, a tick of a clock, whimpered with an exasperation that has built up over the course of many, many years. Sometimes it is good to feel, to really feel, to breathe in deeply and really, really feel. There was a time when we didn't ruminate. There was a time when we felt the sunshine and only felt the sunshine, and the horrors of yesterday were old news, crumpled and discarded. There was a time when we loved and were loved freely. Where did we go wrong? Asked and endlessly as a record skipping in a well-worn groove, the question seems more a mockery than a pursuit of any answer. I remember that I am loved. I remember that I am capable of loving. I feel. It is good to feel. How much time do I have, Steve?
Another minute.
Another minute? Okay. I'm going to skip the one that is
Or two.
not mine. Two? Okay, we'll see. This one's not mine. This one's called Allow by Dana Falls. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes.